So here we are for part 2. So onto that, it talks about our SLOs, which will be coming up. In the SLOs, we do want to focus on that reading, and we want to focus on that Fontis F&P running records. And I know a lot of people have already done that in the past. That'll be a great focus. That'll tie right into our school-wide goal. And then I really think it'll be important that you work as a team to make sure that we're all assessing and grading similarly. And then if you're only teaching math, working on the math word problems would be an excellent area to combine that reading with it, but also that is a very big area of need when we get to the NWA MAP assessments along with our state assessments as well. So we'll get more conversation about that later, but if you have any thoughts on that and you want to jot them down, feel free to do that. I also threw in there vertical meetings. I wanted to revisit that, see what we might think about once a month having a vertical meeting and hitting maybe the word study going in, or maybe any word problem, math word problem work that's being done, or even just checking our vertical alignment with our power standards. So put your thoughts in under vertical meetings as well. And then the big one that I'd really like to get rolling, and I need everybody's participation and help ideas out there, is PLC Pacing Expectations Guide. I will open up the sample, but this comes from some of the work that we had read and studied. I don't remember if it's coming from Taking Actions from Solution Tree, or the Big Book of Tools from Ferreter or Mattis. But help your team. Sorry, I suppose I could have looked right to the left. Help your team. There it is. But this is a great book. If you'd like one of the books, I probably have a book for you. But this breaks down week by week what the expectation of each team meeting should focus on. And not that we have to hit it exactly the way it is, but as you can see, the first week of school, you're getting that universal screening, so you can get started right away with your tiers and your interventions, which is very important. I think when we look at this, we have to always remember when we talk about the third week, the guaranteed viable curriculum, that is our purple power standards. That is what our interventions should be focused on. Okay, if they already have those, what else are they going to go up above and beyond? But when we talk about the tier 2 and the tier 3, all that work should be done focused on the purple power standards. When we have a discussion of data, that data should be connected to a purple power standard. We don't have enough time for everything else. And so as you read that, that's the third week. I believe we have a lot of our purple power standards, but have we broken them up in the grade level so that they're digestible, so they're chewable into little bits that we're looking at? So that is definitely something to look at. And then the fourth week, we're looking at common formative assessments, bringing in the data, the learning target. What does it look like to continue to pace? Fifth week is the interventions, the extensions, and the sixth week, the evidence is what are you bringing there when we talk about it. So how are we laying out our reading and our math being that focus when we talk about the purple power standards? Do we know as a grade level which ones we're tackling and when? And then do we have a set date when you're going to reconvene at your meeting and look at that data and say, yep, this is what our intervention is going to be looked at? And then on that discussion, we'll also come in, are we looking at doing, math all week, 1 week, and then reading all week during win time? Or what are some ways we'd like to do that? So please take a look at this. Please feel free to do some ideas. And one thing when I look at kind of a pacing guide is, it might not be every week that we're pulling data in. But I would guess every 3 weeks, we're having data to regroup kids, check out how they're doing. After we retaught in tier 2, did they get that power standard and do they know it? So I want to make sure our focus is always on the purple power standards and revisiting and reteaching that. Obviously, I can talk a while, and I'm not going to upgrade to make this any longer. So thank you for adding your ideas, and I appreciate you bearing with us.